Hey everyone, so it's Hearth and welcome back to my channel. On today's video, we're going to be doing a new moon cleansing ritual so that you can release the things that are holding you back so that you can progress forwards with the things that you desire. The new moon is a really neglected time of the lunar cycle. It's something that a lot of people will refuse to do workings on. But the kind of working that I really enjoy using the new moon for are banishing and removal workings. These are designed to banish out negative spirits, negative energies, or designed to remove things from your life that are no longer serving you. This particular working is designed to assist in removing the things that are holding you back, the things that you want to let go of. These might be negative feelings and emotions, they might be people or situations. They're things that you need to cleanse out of your life, and using the new moon energy is a really good way of doing this. This working is fairly simple. You're going to need a few items, the first being a fireproof container. I personally like using a cauldron, and I have a designated cauldron that I use for these kind of banishing, cleansing rituals. You're also going to want a pen, some paper, a candle, and also something to hold the paper with, unless you're brave and you want to hold it with your bare hands, though I typically would recommend some kind of charcoal tong. Even a pair of tweezers is better than nothing, just so that you don't burn yourself. I would also recommend having some fire safety around you. Make sure that you're able to put out any fire that you do start so that you can always be safe and secure while you're practicing. I will typically do this ritual over the 3-ish days of the new moon, preferably when it's dark. And when I do this ritual for myself, I will usually do it with very minimal lighting. Often I'll do this with just the singular candle that I'm using in this working and nothing else. Though obviously, for the benefit of you being able to see what I'm doing, I have incorporated a few more lights. Ideally, the darker you can get it, the better, as long as you're still being safe and you can still see where you are and where everything is. You can do this ritual outside or inside. It entirely depends on how comfortable you are in your space and whether or not you can burn things inside, because obviously rented accommodation doesn't really give you the same flexibility as your own home might. If you want to, you can undertake a cleansing bath or shower before this ritual so that you can cleanse off any unwanted energies before you get started. You can also use some kind of cleansing or salt soap if that's something that you would like, just to wash your hands beforehand. It just makes sure that you're not contaminating anything with unnecessary energies. When you're ready, you're going to want to sit somewhere comfortably, and ideally using candlelight, you're going to want to be writing out the things that you want to remove from your life. Write each thing on the piece of paper individually so that you're able to tear or cut them out separately. And while you're writing on each of the things you want to remove, you're going to want to be focusing on how it makes you feel. Does it bring up a colour, a fragrance, a location, a memory, a song, a picture of a person? Whatever it is, you're going to want to be focusing on it, and you're going to want to be certain about it. You're not going to want to be writing things down that you want to get rid of if you aren't 100% sure that you want to be rid of it. So make sure that you sit and contemplate for 15 minutes, an hour, several hours. It really is going to depend on you as a person. Just make sure that whatever you want to get rid of, you actually want to get rid of, and you are 100% certain of it. When you've written down and you've focused on each individual thing that you want to remove, you're going to want to tear or cut them out of that paper. Now, what you choose is going to depend on which visual works best for you. For some people, the ripping of the paper is a very visceral thing that gives them a real response of getting rid of something. For other people, you might prefer the clean, sharp cut that you get with a set of scissors. So really choose accordingly. And as you're cutting each thing out, imagine yourself ripping or cutting the ties that are holding it to you. This is the first step to get rid of these things from your life. When I'm done ripping or cutting each slip of paper out, I then scrunch it up into a little ball. This is an additional step. It isn't something that you necessarily have to do, but personally I find that the act of scrunching them up into a little ball is a good representation of something that I want to throw away. I want to damage it to make it undesirable, and therefore scrunching it up is a really good option for me. When each slip of paper is ready, I will then hold each of them in the palm of my hand, and I will push into them all of the negative feelings and emotions that I have around that particular subject. When I'm done releasing all of that negative energy and emotion into the slips of paper, I'm then ready to release that all with the fire element. You're then going to want to take each slip of paper and hold it by the corner in a pair of charcoal tongs or tweezers. Whatever you have available to you is better than nothing. Hold this paper over the candle flame and allow the fire element to burn away these negative influences from your life. The fire element is a powerful tool for cleansing and banishing. At different times of the lunar cycle, however, it can be used for different things. This working can be adapted to attract in positive things, especially if it's carried out during the waxing and full moon phases. This is what makes witchcraft so adaptable. The same tools and techniques can be used in very different rituals for very different outcomes, depending on the timing of when we choose to do them. But during this aspect of the lunar cycle, it's very powerful for removing things from your life. You may want to hold the slips of paper over the flame for just a few seconds, or until the entire thing has turned to ash. That's going to depend on how large the paper is and how much time you want to focus on each individual aspect that you want to remove. But when you're ready and the paper has burned up, you can then drop it into that cauldron as an act of releasing it, of transforming that energy from something that is present in your life to something that is gone from your life. Once all the paper has burned away and all you've got left are the ashes, you're going to want to dispose of it. Ideally, let it go completely cold before you do this. My favourite technique is to fill the cauldron or the container with water, swirl it around a few times, and then dispose of it outside. Because all you're using is fresh water and ashes, it goes into the soil and degrades really, really quickly. Personally, I prefer somewhere where the moon, if it was out, would shine on it. Whereas other people will choose somewhere really dark where they can just get rid of it and it never has to see the light of day ever again. Other people might tip the ashes down the toilet and flush it. Some people might take it a step further and use some water as well as the ashes to tip it down the toilet. Others will simply put the remains into a dustbin, and that's the equivalent for them of essentially binning these negative things and getting them out of their life. This technique can be done every single new moon, and it is pretty good to do it at least every few months just to clear things out. Essentially, this starts the process of breaking those ties. You have imagined all of the horrible feelings that these situations, these people, these things cause you. You have cut and ripped those ties. You've then burned it so it no longer has to impact you. And now it's about setting that into practice. If you do this kind of ritual, don't expect it to be instant, especially if some of these things are deeply ingrained in your life. It's going to take a while for the energy to worm its way in and to break those ties, to remove it from your space. In many cases, it's also going to take some personal effort, especially if it is situations that you're not happy with or people that you don't want to be around. It's going to take some action on your part to be able to remove yourself from that space. All in all, though, I hope that this ritual is useful to some of you who are after this kind of thing. If you did enjoy it, feel free to give it a like. It means a lot to me, and it also helps to promote it to other people who might also need this kind of ritual. If you do have any questions, comments, concerns, video ideas, or just want to chit chat with the community, feel free to post a comment in the comment section. And if you do enjoy the magical content on this channel or in this video, feel free to hit subscribe. I try to post magical content every single week. And with that being said, I hope you have a marvelous magical day. I hope you're all staying safe, and I will see you in the next video. Bye! Wow. That was 2 videos filmed back to back. My battery is literally about to die. I need to do another video, but I don't know whether I'm going to film it today. I don't know, we'll have to see. Whew, I need to go and eat something. I'm hungry. What time is it? I've been doing this for like an hour. I can't even see what time it is. I think it's like 9 o'clock. I need to get some food. Scruff. Scratch. Scritch. Scrutch. What the hell is the word that I'm after? Scroll. Scran? No, that's food. I want to create a ball. I want to scuff it. No, I want to ball it up. Well, I mean, that's a bit on the nose. What is the word that I'm after? I'm gonna have to come up with a different word. When I'm done cutting or ripping out each individual slip of paper, I like to scrunch. Scrunch. The word is scrunch. Okay. Oh my god, why was that so hard? Okay.